if your company or team features people of different nationalities or is based in different locations, you can adjust your team site's regional settings. You can, for example, allow users to display a SharePoint site in a language other than the one specified by default. You can also adjust your own personal regional settings such as the time zone and the date format. Now, if you'd like to change your own personal SharePoint language and regional settings, you'll need to go up to the top right-hand corner and select the Settings menu. From the menu below, you can go down to Office 365 and choose View All. If you scroll down, you'll have access to your language and time zone settings. To access these settings, select View All. From the menu below, you can change your language. For example, if you would like to change the corresponding language, you can select the drop-down menu and you can browse through the different language options. Once you find the language you would like to apply, you can select it. Next, you can modify your time zone. To do this, select the drop-down menu and choose your corresponding time zone below. Once you've chosen your time zone, you can also modify your date format. In order to do so, again, you can select the drop-down menu and you can choose day, month, or month-day format. If I'd like to get a complete view, I'm going to select day, month, and year, and I'll be able to see that format has been applied. You can also modify your time format by selecting the drop-down menu under Time Format, and you can choose to have a 24-hour, 12-hour, or a complete display with 0 and the hour, as well as AM and PM. Once you've added these settings, you can select Save, and this will modify your personal SharePoint and Office 365 language and regional settings. If you'd like to go further and modify the regional settings associated with a specific site, you'll first need to leave the Settings menu. Now, if I go down and open a site, from the open site, I'm going to go up to the top right-hand corner again and select the Settings menu. Now, from the site settings, I'm going to go down and choose Site Information. From the Site Information page, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and choose the option View All Site Settings. From the Site Settings menu, you'll be able to access your regional and language settings under Site Administration. If you don't have permissions to modify the site administration settings, this means that you have not been granted permission or have not created the site personally. If you're running the site, you can easily change the language settings by selecting Language Settings, and you'll see when the site has been created, you'll see the default language. Below, you can choose alternate languages, which means these languages can translate the default language into the corresponding language. To add a language, you can be sure that the checkbox is selected on the left-hand side, and to remove an alternate language, you can uncheck the box. Once you've made any changes to the alternate languages, you can scroll down the menu and choose OK to save those changes. If you would like to cancel, you can select Cancel as well. Now, besides modifying the site language settings, you can also modify the regional settings by selecting Regional Settings. From this menu, you can modify the time zone associated with the site, as well as the locale and the sort order. To change this, you can select the drop-down menu and you could choose the specific sort order. Now, if you'd like to modify your calendar format, you can select the drop-down menu under Calendar and choose the corresponding calendar format that you would like to apply within the site. If you'd like to enable alternate calendars, you can do that as well by selecting the drop-down menu and choosing your corresponding calendar. If you scroll down even further, you can modify the work week given with the specific site. This is useful if you're going to be scheduling events within the site itself. You can define the days of the week, and you can remove days by unchecking the box. In order to define the start and end time of the workday, you can also modify the hours by selecting the drop-down menu on the right-hand side and modifying the start and end times. You can also define a time format, so instead of 12 hours, I'm going to select 24. Once I've made these changes, I can select OK, but if I don't want to save these changes, I'm going to choose Cancel. In order to leave the Site Settings menu, I'm going to go up to the top and choose the X in my browser to leave this particular site. So now you've seen how to access and modify your personal SharePoint regional settings as well as a site regional settings within SharePoint.